Makes total sense. Well, and I think, again, just looking at it over the years and things of that nature, you talked about limiting pitch counts and things like that. Do you think that's been a benefit or a hindrance in some ways?
No, time will tell.
Yeah.
In the old days, everybody threw a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at Seaver and Nolan and Ferguson Jenkins and Steve Carlton and Fernando Valenzuela, those guys were 150, 160 pitches a game. Never pitched, never missed a spot in the rotation. I think one year Ferguson Jenkins had, I think, 36 starts in Wrigley Field in Chicago, so those are day games.
Yeah.
And I think he had 29 complete games or something like that, and won the Cy Young, had the lowest ERA in baseball. They were prepared to do that. Nolan's a big believer that if you haven't prepared to do that when you're young, and then you get into the professional ball and you try to do it, you don't have the background. You haven't built that base from which you can work. And a lot of kids now, when you look at them, they're coming through the draft, and you look at them and you're saying, we've got to pitch every fifth day in the big leagues if you're a starting pitcher, maybe every day or 3 days in a row if you're in the bullpen. And these kids are coming in and they pitch, maybe 6 innings every 6 days, or they don't go over 7 innings or something other like that, and you're trying to figure out, how are you going to progress these guys up to, throwing 120, 150 pitches in a game when they're coming out of the game, at 70 pitches. I had a manager, Larry Durkert, one time said, we had this pitcher named Shane Reynolds, who's probably maybe the best conditioned player I've ever had as a pitcher, and he said, why can't Shane ever get into the 8th inning? And I said, because you keep taking him out in the 7th. If you want,
got to grind through it. Yeah.
You want him to pitch in the 8th, let him go out there.
Yeah.